Mr. Jeff Bakalar.
Hey, Jen, how are you, pal?
I thought I would bring a fellow martini enjoyer to look at 007 First Light. As, you know, James Bond, that's the only thing he does, right? He just likes martinis, nothing else.
Constantly drunk is what I hear about the man.
Yeah, the more that I think about it and explore the world of martinis, why would you ever stir it? I would only go for it shaken.
Yeah, stir just seems like it's half the battle. Shake that baby up, get it all mixy, and give me it filthy, please.
And that is what IOI has done with the 007 IP, Mr. Bakalar. I'm not the biggest James Bond fan. I've seen all of the movies for sure. I can't say that any of them have particularly stuck with me. Pierce What's-His-Face was my childhood Bond, so that's kind of my expectation of James Bond. And then we got the Daniel Craig movies, and that threw all those expectations and image of Bond out the window. So when they announced First Light, I wasn't quite sure what to expect, because the characterization of Bond for me is kind of like a Doctor Who, right? Where there are many actors that fit into the shoes, but that character kind of changes with the time, right? Or however it's being conveyed in that moment. So when IOI said that they were taking a crack at it, and also this was going to be a younger Bond at the start of his career, I was pretty intrigued, because we've had several different pieces of media that are definitely influenced by James Bond. You have stuff like Kingsman, and I would even say Austin Powers, that really spoofs on the whole genre of international spy, that I was curious as to how they would take it. Because also, we know IOI very intimately because big fans of the Hitman franchise over here at GB, and they definitely know that they can be a little bit goofy, but also lean into the seriousness. I was curious as to how First Light would be tonally. And right off the bat, Jeff, I went to a preview event, 3.5 hour demo, walked away from that demo very, very pleased. And
hell yeah.
You know, with IOI, I don't necessarily jive super well with the gunplay in Hitman, or let alone the melee combat. It's always kind of been a shortcoming for me. I'll like doing the disguises. I like setting up the Rube Goldberg of it all, right?
Totally. It's a bit of a secondary kind of element, because you're really there for the theater, right?
Yeah. But the thing that I walked away thinking with First Light here is that it's definitely has the Hitman DNA in it.
Okay.
But it is 100% an Uncharted game.
Okay, so you say that, and like that to me is that I'm very surprised. I did not think you would come back from this event saying that. And when you first said that to me, I'm like, really? And I got like equal parts intrigued and excited, because it's like, oh, I that's a real soft spot for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Explain that.
So, you know, with Uncharted, you have Nathan Drake globe-trotting and doing his thing. And generally, like, the level design or the structure of those games is big set piece where Nathan Drake is either climbing something and then catastrophe happens, like the train off of the cliff in the snowy mountain, right?
Sure.
We'll see in the demo here, there are big sweeping moments, like Hollywood blockbuster moments, that this James Bond gets put into. And he's also kind of charming throughout all of it. And I know the character of James Bond is supposed to like woo whoever he is encountering. But here it's like, oh, you got a little bit of pep in your step. You got a little bit of swagger in your style. And I dig this character of James Bond. You feel like a person, because I think they're also nailing fairly well the youth aspect to him. That he's not.
He's got a skateboard, doesn't he?
Oh, a snapback hat and everything, wallet chain.
Hell yeah!
But
I went to high school with this guy.
But he seems like a good dude that genuinely hasn't been jaded from his time in the organization yet. And going back to the Uncharted comparison, the gunplay and the melee feels like it's ripped straight out of it.
That's incredible.
And the fluidity, I think, with the gunplay and the melee from Uncharted, I think a lot of us have forgotten about, and it is similar to that in First Light, except they throw on the swagger of James Bond onto it. We'll see it later with
I can't wait.
The B-roll we have, but throwing, it was always a big thing in Hitman. Throwing is a major component in, at least for me, in this 007 game. And that's not just throwing random objects that are in the level, it's throwing empty guns at enemies. And we'll see the melee in a little bit. Let's just get into it here, Jeff. So we're going to hop and bop around here. We're going to start where I started with a demo at a training grounds. This is very, very early in the game here.
Okay.
So the whole goal here is to get that flag right there in the little castle. And they set up like a little academy training course for all of the agents here. Shouts out
to a little scoreboard. Yeah.
Shouts out to Lenny James, I believe his name is.
Okay.
Also, Jerf, the game star-studded. We got Gemma Chan. We got Lenny Kravitz in this also.
Oh.
And I think the other thing that will differentiate this from, the Uncharted comparison and Hitman is Bond's gadgets, right? So Bond's watch does a lot of things in this game because you're hacking with it, you're poisoning people with it. And I guess similar to Hitman, you do have like this agent vision. You can see in the bottom left-hand corner there, Jeff, there's like 2 meters, like that poison vial or science meter one, and then the battery one. Those are like the 2 different methods of using your watch. One is like the hacking, which is the battery, and then more of like a bio weapon with the
from your watch.
There. From your watch. You're just shooting some acid.
I'm on board. Consider my belief suspended.
So with James Bond, we've seen many iterations and takes on the character at this point, and you can go in and approach something super stealthy like we're going to see here.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
So like that moment right there just like answered the question I had of like, you just told me it's Uncharted, but it's like, okay, how did the Hitman-ish sensibilities kind of mesh? And I feel like I know a lot more just from that first sequence.
Yeah.
Man, you're just throwing so much stuff.
So the thing that I really enjoyed about playing this is that a lot of the combat is context sensitive.
Okay.
So, you're going to rely on the stealth aspect, but the different aspects of the environment and level, you can see the agent vision over there, definitely come into play. Like when you were fighting someone, watch this.
Oh my God. Yes. So this is okay. So this is certainly more actiony.
Yes. Yeah. So this is way more actiony than I anticipated. I thought this would be a hardcore stealth game a la Splinter Cell.
Yeah, but you know what? Like they need to do that with a James Bond movie game, right? Like that's the task at hand is like, bridging that gap.
Yeah. So you'll refill those meters down there at the bottom, the battery and the science meter, just various pickups in the environment.
Right.
But yeah, folks at home should not feel any shame in playing this like an action game and going in guns blazing, because they definitely give you the option to do either or a combination of both. Like when you get the jump on an enemy, it's very satisfying. And going back to the context sensitive combat, if you're near a wall, you can bop someone. This is one of the set pieces I was talking about, Bakalar, where a sniper is hunting you down and it is your job to get to them. Here, Bond used some gadgets to get through and like, let's just climb this crane in London. Let's just do this.
Man, so that watch is doing a lot of heavy lifting. I mean, it seems like it's your main, right? It's like everything is dictated by hacking and interacting. Is that right?
Yes, 100%. And like the hacking aspect also applies, like you will see in a bit, but you can also just shoot off a laser to temporarily blind someone.
Of course it can.
Yeah. So this is where it started to immediately remind me of Uncharted, right? Like, gigantic structure that the protagonist is climbing. Oh no, of course it's falling.
Yeah. Environments falling to pieces.
Yeah.
Jumping at the last second kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, go in there, bud.
Yeah. Nothing bad can happen here.
Man, so at what point are you? I guess my question is like, everything seems very linear as a direct, not consequence, but as the result of what we are being told is the sort of moment to moment here, right?
So perfect, because this moment here happens after that scene with Bond chasing the sniper, where we have to go to a security room to get our person over the phone to hack into the mainframe of this gala that we've attended. And this is where it starts to open up, Jeff, because there are several different ways to tackle this, right? This is the route that I took on, where you are convincing the security guard that you work for the security, so they can give you clearance to get through, and you got to do like a couple steps to prove to this guy that you are who you are. In the footage they provided and people I talked to at the preview event, they tackle this sequence completely differently. Because as Bond, you're like kind of like hiding around, sneaking around the environment, blending in, schmoozing with people, and like, oh, well, I got through this level doing the security thing. Oh, also, he just poisoned this lady.
Oh my God. I mean, that's he's not above that. Everyone knows James Bond's not above poisoning baristas.
Yeah.
What's amazing to me is, like, I was just about to ask, like, hey, a big part of James Bond is his charm.
Yes.
Right? And how he basically has like Jedi powers over like people because he's so pretty.
Yeah. A lot of that happens here. I wish we had subtitles on this clip because he's flirting with everyone. So
yeah,
James here, he got through the security guard and he's now able to go through the security room. We're going to see a different method of a way to get through this sequence where someone is kind of just brute forcing their way. You didn't have to kick the door, James. You didn't have to do that.
He seemed subtle until the door there. Okay.
Yeah. So here, this James didn't go through the trouble of poisoning the waitress and getting the info on the iPad. He just poisons this lady instead, jumps the gate, and is just gonna shimmy on through here without this guy knowing what's happening.
It's so funny because like there's just so much Hitman DNA everywhere, right? It's like, but it's wild because it has not been long of watching this footage and you're like, oh, I'm getting all the questions answered that everyone has had, right, since this kind of started. And man, hindsight is obviously a thing, but like it just makes sense.
Yeah. So this we're gonna show off the same sequence two different ways, real quick, Jeff. So this is if you're going into the security room and you have to get some valuable intel. If you're going in an action, guns blazing way.
Oh, that was cool. The skeleton flash there. That looked really cool.
And then, like, so I want to mention, like, the combat is great. It feels good. There's like a shoulder rush move that you do wind up using a lot, and you're pushing people around the environment. I actually got thrown over this counter when I was playing the game.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. But, like, there's that shoulder check that you do a lot. Okay.
You know what? Like, it's so clever that there's gotta, there's something about the kind of like frenetic action of a James Bond kind of like fight scene or these cinematic fight scenes. Like, you need that interactivity with the environment. You really do. It adds so much.
So, now this James is just moving on to the next room. You could, that icon over there, over those dudes, you could listen in and get more additional intel. But in this playthrough, the player is just going to continue to go in punching dudes. And, I know stealth isn't everyone's cup of tea, so it's nice to see that you can employ just fists.
Yeah.
Also, he just threw a keyboard.
You son of a bitch.
But like this James also used his watch to initiate part of the combat. So you definitely want to use your gadgets. This is a more stealth approach.
It's like, dude, I love that. It's just like, was there a hacking element? No, we laser off padlocks. That's how we roll.
So this is where the Hitman DNA really shines. And like the stealth aspect. This is how I approached this level at first, because in my head I was just so dead set, like, oh, I should be playing stealth. And I don't think I had a full, complete grasp of all the tools available to James. There's also a good snap to cover function as well.
Okay.
So here with like the agent vision, you can pick specific things to target. And if you have enough energy, you could perhaps hack that AC unit up there, the vacuum. Here, he's using this to do it with a copy machine. And just going to lock this dude in there. And now he's stuck.
In the stuff that you played, you know, obviously this watch is just like the best thing that's ever happened to any spy anywhere. Did you reach a point of like exhaustion with it? I don't know. I'm just curious. Is it too much with the watch?
I actually wanted to do more things with the watch.
Okay.
So I would wind up circling back throughout the environment and like the level after I'd like gone through the set piece to get more of that like energy and currency to keep using the watch. So yeah, this level or handling of the level, completely skirting past all the dudes we fought previously and just like bipping and bopping a couple of them instead. And like in a much more stealth way. All right, bye.
Oh, wow. Okay. I hope he's okay.
So that lightning bolt you see at the center, it's kind of like, I forget what they called it in the game, but if you do a creative or very stealthy takedown, you get that special currency where James can use his schmoozing ability, like you mentioned.
Oh,
Jeff.
so you earn. So there's a schmoozing meter. There's a way to earn more schmooze.
Yes. And the thing that this game does that I think is a neat evolution in the Hitman DNA is that it really does futz around with the verticality, right?
Okay.
Like Agent 47, very grounded. He can climb a couple things, shimmy some places, but this James is like running around and like parkouring over things. Now we have to go escape this little garden foyer. I believe this is a stealth method of going through this.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a bit of an acrobat, right? Like if we're just taking the inventory of the films, right? He does seem to find himself in very precarious situations, and that's part of, I think, why.
Yeah.
He's so special.
And this definitely was a precarious situation. This felt like a fun puzzle to try and stealth my way through. Just because there's so many different things to interact with.
Yeah.
Like you distracted that original guard over there. Now this guy's going over here. And now you just have different options of like, all right, am I going to take someone down? Do I risk someone finding them later on? And unlike Hitman, there's no disguises. You're just James Bond.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. And now that dude is also stuck in that room.
So have you noticed, I mean, obviously there's, the center of his sort of stealthing, not stealth, but like his gadgetry is focused on the watch. Have you found that there's other kind of, interesting elements that they introduce that separates the kind of, that watch kind of relationship, right? Like, is it doing other things that you notice, like, oh, this is adding a layer of complexity to the whole thing?
Most of the things that you can like trigger with the watch, you can just trigger manually by walking up to them.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
The environment plays a big deal into it. We'll see a little bit of that in a little bit in another clip. But there's stuff to fall down. There's stuff to kick over. Like originally when we saw that target hit that dude in the training spot, there are different mouse traps and booby traps to set off. Oh, this is another thing. You can't actually start shooting people as James unless they show hostility towards you first. So the whole
that's interesting.
The whole license to kill thing, they play into the game.
Got it.
Yeah. We will see though. So this is James using his schmooze ability. Apologies for forgetting what it's called.
So is that controlled in the bottom meter there? The bluff and the lure? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he just bluffed his way through because there were only these 2 guards to get through at this point. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
And this is that same sequence, but going in guns blazing just to show people the combat, the versatility of it, and that it is a completely viable way to handle this part of the mission.
Okay.
All right, we didn't need to boat that dude.
No, we could have tried to pickpocket him or something, right? Did we need something from him, or
But there is a lot of like places to shimmy through, things to climb, a lot of ducts.
It seems like you. So obviously we're being sort of shown the diversity in which you could make your way through levels. Are you incentivized to kind of take one route more than the other? Are you rewarded independently? Is there anything to do with that?
I couldn't find a discernible way other than if you were handling something more stealthily, you will get more of that schmooze meter at the very bottom. You'll get more points there.
Okay.
But I think they have designed these levels to be similar to Hitman, where there is replayability.
Got it.
You can slow down time a little bit. I forget which meter. Oh, that uses the energy meter in the bottom left there. The orange one there.
I see. Yeah, it's interesting, like going in the guns blazing. There's something it doesn't feel off, and obviously it is the same level of like Uncharted friendly murder, right? Where the stakes are pretty low in terms of what you're seeing. Yeah. I don't know. How did you feel about it?
I think it took me a second to adjust because when I play Hitman, I'm just used to trying to handle things stealthily and take care of things at a distance.
Right.
Set up that mouse trap. But as soon as I tuned my brain into also realizing, no, this is an action game as well, right? Like, James Bond has plenty of scenes where he is punching dudes in the mouth and like firing off, getting into big gunfights. So I think the game like emulates that fairly well. It just took more of a mental adjustment for me.
Sure. I feel like all of his movies are PG-13, right?
Yeah.
So that would track with kind of what we're watching here, I think, a little bit.
So we stunned that dude, and then we got him into like a stagger where we can instantly do a melee takedown. We'll see a little bit more elaborate gunplay and action in the next scene.
Okay.
Just one more guy to take care of.
Did you have I know you kind of alluded to, did you have a preference? Like, did you personally enjoy doing it one style over the other?
I liked playing it stealthily until this specific sequence where it kind of feels like the game is telling you James can't always like sneak his way.
You gotta go all out here.
Yeah. Because I was wondering if in the Arkham games, that Batman does feel like a boogeyman sometimes, right? To the enemies he's taking out.
Sure.
Less so here, and that's why I felt like the Uncharted comparison was better because, Nathan Drake will find himself in these situations where there is ostensibly a small army or militia going after him, and he has to use his environment. So here, because we're in like a tech-filled part of this gala museum, there are so many things that this James can interact with. Like that statue right there, you can interact with it. Oh, he just kicked up a gun.
That was neat. Yeah, that was neat.
So when you run out of ammo with a gun, you have the option to throw it, and then if you glide across a similar gun, or he just threw a gun there. Or defeat an enemy with the melee, you generally will automatically just grab their weapon.
Got it. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense of like maybe you have the ambitions of starting something off in a stealth capacity, but it's not long before you're like, all right, I'm out of choices here. I gotta start, dropping fools.
Yeah, and from a lot of the Bond films that I've seen, it does kind of follow that mold of something. And James Bond wouldn't be James Bond without a weird, fun action chase sequence in a car.
Totally.
And I think it's appropriate, Mr. Bakalar, that we have you on this little preview here, based off of the car that we're going to interact with.
Oh. The dump truck.
It's a dump
Let's
truck.
Go. Oh my God.
Yeah.
A vehicle. Oh, and the music is so great.
Yeah.
The vehicle is so close to my heart.
And
every day, every week.
This felt like one of those sequences where you can't really fail, or you probably can't mess up too bad. But there still were branching paths. Like this playthrough took kind of like a different route than I initially took. We still wound up at the same eventual conclusion. Yeah, like Jeff, I walked away very pleased. This is
what you want right here, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, every Bond experience is good for 4 or 5 of these hallmark kind of moments.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. This is what you want.
Unfortunately, we didn't see a lot of the characterization and interplay between Bond and his cavalcade of people back at HQ. But there was a lot of that while I was playing through this sequence here. And it felt good. Like, I really liked the characters. They got real Hollywood people, so they definitely know what they're doing.
This just looks fun. I mean,
yeah.
And that's what you want. Like, I guess that's the thing, right? It's like, I want to know that I'm going to be well taken care of. I want to know that I'm going to be able to just sort of disappear into this cinematic adventure. And I feel like any, not concerns, but any sort of questions about what this whole thing was going to look and feel like. This looks great, man.
Yeah. I was very pleased. And I think we've had this discussion on the website a lot about the place for a game like RE9 or Pragmata kind of being that blockbuster popcorn game, right? Where it is a AAA experience, but it doesn't feel like it is kind of like overstaying its welcome. It understands the goofiness that it can contain. And but it also isn't shying away from the moments where it can be serious, and where it also understands at the end of the day that it is a video game and it has to feel good, it has to play good, and in my time with the game so far, it does all of those things.
What are James Bond films if not just video games in their own right? I mean, that makes a ton of sense. And I think the sort of question is is IOI are they pulling this off in the way that you want it to win for them and you want it to win for the theme? And I feel like what we've seen today is the assurance that everyone kind of needs to have for that.
Right. Like when I initially saw the news that IOI was taking on a James Bond game, I was a little bit skeptical.
Yeah, surprising. Yeah.
Right. But then after playing through this, it just feels like a no-brainer. Out of all the studios of oh, y'all should be doing this. This feels like
this is for them.
Exactly. Yeah. In the same way Machine Game Works made the Indiana Jones game, and I was a little bit confused about that. Again, that was another example of a studio nailing the landing. I think IOI is going to do the same. And I'm excited to see and play through the rest of the game. I want to see what Lenny Kravitz does.
I am very excited. I feel like, man, had anyone been sleeping on him as a villain up until now? It's
yeah, he's mostly played good people to other general side characters. Yeah, and then like I mentioned, Gemma Chan in it is great. There's a lot of flirty banter between her and James. She plays Moneypenny, I believe.
Mhm.
So, you know, if
Mhm.
you're familiar with the James Bond
Yeah.
lore, Moneypenny, very important character to
Totally.
James. But yeah, thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, Jan. This is looking tight. Looking forward to seeing the final game.
Yeah, let's just go end this video with our watches now. Just aim a laser.
Okay, let me just
and beep, beep.
Oh crap! Mine's not compatible. I have to update the firmware.
Oh shoot! All right.
Okay, hold on. This will take me a second.
Okay.